Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. In this video, we are going to be looking at 7-month Disney Vacation Club availability leading into American Thanksgiving 2023. We've taken a look at DVC 7-month availability for other time periods before. I will leave links to those videos in the description below if you're interested. And if you find this content helpful, I'd super appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into availability, let me remind you of a few disclaimers. I'm a DVC owner through a resale contract that I bought after certain restrictions were put into place, so I cannot see Riviera Resort. We will look at all of the other Disney Vacation Club resorts, including those outside of Walt Disney World, in this video. However, we may not look at every single room type in order to keep the video length a bit shorter. The availability I'm showing you in this video is just one slice in time. It's not necessarily generalizable. It's important to note that availability changes frequently as folks change their travel plans. Even if your desired dates are taken, definitely join the waitlist as soon as you can, and I hope it works out for you. And I am recording this in the morning, but it's not 8 a.m. right when availability was released. In 2023, US Thanksgiving is on Thursday, November 23rd. We'll be looking at a vacation that leads into Thanksgiving as well as a couple days after. Therefore, we're going to span more than one travel period. For the Walt Disney World resorts, there are 7 travel periods total. That chunk of time leading into Thanksgiving is travel period 5, and then Thanksgiving itself is contained within travel period 6. The few days after Thanksgiving are back into travel period 5. Overall, the points cost for this vacation is dictated by the travel periods 5 and 6, so relatively expensive. In Aulani, there are 4 travel periods. The week or so before Thanksgiving is contained in travel period 1, the cheapest. Then the 5 days around Thanksgiving are in travel period 3, the third most expensive. We won't be looking this far out, but just for your knowledge, that time after Thanksgiving, November 26th through just before Christmas time, is travel period 2. Over in Hilton Head, there are 4 travel periods. The entire month of November is covered in travel period 2, so the second cheapest. At Vero Beach, there are 5 travel periods total. October through the first few weeks of November, really until you get to proper Thanksgiving time, is in the cheapest travel period 1. Then the 3 days centered around Thanksgiving are travel period 3, and that time after Thanksgiving until just about Christmas time is back down into travel period 2. And out in Disneyland at the Grand Californian, there are 4 travel periods. The first several weeks of November are contained in travel period 2, and then the 5 days surrounding Thanksgiving are in travel period 4, the most expensive. Again, we won't be looking this far out, but just for your knowledge, November 26th through December 21st is back down into travel period 2. I'm recording this on Sunday, April 16th. Our specific booking request for looking at this availability will be starting 7 months from today on November 16th. Then we're going to ask to check out on Saturday, November 25th. This is more than an entire week's vacation. This is the full week of Thanksgiving, November 19th through 25th, as well as a few days before that week starts. And before we get into the availability results, I'd like to note that we will be moving quickly. If needed, you can adjust the playback speed via your YouTube settings in your video player to be slower. You can also check the description below for timestamps for the various resorts if you want to jump around. All right, let's get into it. My home resort is Bay Lake Tower, so that shows up first. Anytime there's this red text here, it is warning you of things that may disrupt your vacation. In this case, we're looking at Run Disney events. There's also some 2023 refurbishments through April. None of this would affect a trip during Thanksgiving. Right now, there is only one room type that has full availability for my booking request. That is the 1-bedroom villa with a lake view. So you can see it's fully available even starting yesterday. Everything else is not fully available, and you would have to do a partial stay, a split stay, or go on the wait list. The 1-bedroom theme park view has 5 nights available, but starting within the homeowner resort priority period. Next, we have the Lakeview Deluxe Studio. And again, there are 4 nights available, but starting within the home resort owner period. Here's the Lakeview 2-bedroom villa. Overall, this looks pretty okay, just this Saturday, November 18th is not available. And the 2-bedroom lock-off Lakeview, not as good as the non-lock-off. Here's your 3-bedroom grand villa with a lake view. You can stay actually the beginning of the requested time, just not this week of Thanksgiving. And the 3-bedroom grand villa theme park view, similar that week before Thanksgiving is totally fine, but within Thanksgiving week, you're kind of out of luck. Here's the Standard View Deluxe Studio, which is quite booked. There are still a few days available within home resort owner priority, but even looking into December and January, it gets quite patchy. This is a Standard View 2-bedroom villa, pretty booked. The Theme Park View 2-bedroom villa, if you wanted to go after Thanksgiving, that would be fine if you have home resort owner priority. Here's a deluxe studio with a theme park view. Single days, not a lot to pick from. The Standard View 1-bedroom villa, that week of Thanksgiving, really until the night after Thanksgiving's booked. And here we have the 2-bedroom lock-off with a theme park view, just a couple days, and again, into home resort owner priority. You really have to get to January before you have good availability. And finally, the 2-bedroom lock-off with a Standard View, totally booked, 0 nights available. So for Bay Lake Tower going into that 7-month booking period, the 1-bedroom lake view is available, nothing else. Next up, we have Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort, and this has much better availability. So here's your deluxe studio standard room, all good. This is the Deluxe Studio Preferred room, also totally bookable. The 1-bedroom villa standard is extremely bookable. All of October, all of November still, all of September, all of August, all of July, all of June, not quite all of May, but again, I'm recording this in mid-April. Here's the 1-bedroom Preferred. Again, super available all of June through November, almost all of May still even. Next, we have the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Standard room. So not quite all of November, but all of the time that we were requesting. September here is very popular. That may be because September is the cheapest time to go. Here's your 2-bedroom Villa Standard. So this is not the Lock-Off 2-bedroom. Totally available in November, October, September, August, July, June. Very good availability here. Here's the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Preferred. Even this is still totally available, even though this is the preferred room. The standard 2-bedroom Preferred, again, fully available. And the Treehouse Villa, very available. At least right now, 7-month availability beginning slightly more than a week before American Thanksgiving is very good at Saratoga Springs. And the only rooms that aren't available are the Grand Villas, not surprising just because inventory is lower. For the standard Grand Villa, you could stay up through November 22nd. And the preferred Grand Villa is the same story. So it's really just those couple days right at Thanksgiving that you would have to move resorts or room types. Next up, we have Aulani, which looks like it also has pretty good availability. So the Deluxe Studio Ocean View is available for the requested time. The 1-bedroom Island Garden View is totally available all of November and still almost all of October. The 1-bedroom Poolside Garden View, again, very available in October and November. The 1-bedroom Villa Ocean View is 100% available in October, November, and September. Summer is a different story. Moving up in size, we have the 2-bedroom Villa Poolside Garden View, 100% available in November and quite available in October and September. Next is the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Ocean View, totally available in November, although October here is significantly more booked than some of the other rooms we've looked at. The 2-bedroom Not Lock-Off Ocean View is 100% available in November, October, and September. And even the 3-bedroom Grand Villa Ocean View is available over this time we requested for American Thanksgiving. There are a bunch of rooms that aren't fully available though. The Deluxe Studio Poolside Garden View is almost fully available, just not that night of Thanksgiving. And then we've got the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Villa Poolside Garden View that's the same story, just not November 23rd. And then it starts going down. The 1-bedroom Standard View, so I think this is probably people who want to save points, is booked on November 19th, interestingly. The Deluxe Studio Island Garden View is not available the 18th through the 20th. The 2-bedroom Island Garden View has these awkward days that are taken, November 20th and 22nd. And then the Lock-Off Island Garden View is not available the 18th through the 20th. Then you've got the 2-bedroom Villa Standard View that's pretty much booked. And then you have the Hotel Room Standard View, the Deluxe Studio Standard View, the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Standard View, and the 3-bedroom Grand Villa Standard View that have no nights available, are waitlist only. So that tells me if you want to stay in one of these 4 rooms specifically for very popular times like Thanksgiving, I'm guessing Christmas may be similar, and New Year's, that you probably want home resort priority for. Next up, back to Walt Disney World, we've got Disney's Old Key West Resort. So in here we've got pretty good availability. You can see Deluxe Studio 1-bedroom and 2 bedrooms are available over the time that we requested. So the standard Deluxe Studio is quite available. Standard 1-bedroom, very available overall. Even the 1-bedroom near the Hospitality House is still available, which is nice. That doesn't always happen. Got your 2-bedroom Lock-Off Villa, looking good. And then just the standard 2-bedroom villa is super available. Rooms not available, then you've got stuff near the Hospitality House as well as the Grand Villa. But interestingly, the Deluxe Studio and the 2-bedroom Lock-Off near the Hospitality House, 6 of the nights are available, so it's just not this time right near Thanksgiving on the 22nd and 23rd. But then the 2-bedroom villa near the Hospitality House is less available. You also don't have November 18th, and then both of the 3-bedroom Grand Villas only have 1 night available. Near the Hospitality House, it's looking real grim. You could book it 7 months from today on November 16th, but nothing closer to Thanksgiving. And the 3-bedroom Grand Villa, the general one, not necessarily near the Hospitality House, doesn't look much better. Next, we have Kidani Village at Disney's Animal Kingdom Villa. So this one is also pretty available. You can see Deluxe Studio, 1-bedroom, 2 bedrooms. The Savannah View Deluxe Studio, the back half of November is looking good. Moving up in size to the 1-bedroom, here we have the Standard View. Very good availability overall in October and November. This is the Savannah View 1-bedroom, similar story. October and November are looking good. The 2-bedroom walk-off villa with the Savannah view is not quite as available as some of the other rooms, but still fine for when we are looking to book, including Thanksgiving. Similar story for the 2-bedroom villa Savannah view. Not a lock-off room. So here are the rooms that are not available. You've got both of your 3-bedroom grand villas, and then standard views. Again, probably folks who want to save some points. The 3-bedroom grand villa with the Savannah view is almost fully available. You've got 6 nights out of our request, which is not terrible. Just those couple nights, November 22nd and 23rd, you couldn't stay, so you could switch room sizes or switch resorts and then come back on the 24th and 25th if you wanted. The grand villa with the standard view is not quite as available as the Savannah view. And then the 2-bedroom villa standard views, that week of Thanksgiving is pretty much gone. The deluxe studio with the standard view, again, the week of Thanksgiving is mostly gone. And then the 2-bedroom lock-off with the standard view, same deal. The week of Thanksgiving is mostly gone. Moving away from Walt Disney World, let's go look at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. With full availability, you've got the deluxe studio, the 1-bedroom villa, and the 2-bedroom lock-off villa. Oh, October is actually really booked for the 2-bedroom. Let's look at the 1-bedroom and the deluxe studio. Lots of availability in the deluxe studio, not as much for the 1-bedroom or the 2-bedroom lock-off. And other rooms, most of these have decent availability. So the deluxe in standard view, that week of Thanksgiving's fine. Interestingly, the week before it is fully booked. The deluxe in room ocean view, same story. The 2-bedroom villa, not a lock-off. Here's when you run into exactly around Thanksgiving. It's already fully booked. But then this beach cottage is very in demand. And this does tend to be true whenever I'm looking at Vero Beach Resort. The beach cottage inventory must be quite low because it's very hard to book this at the 7-month mark. Moving up the coast to South Carolina, next is Disney's Hilton Head Resort. So you've got the deluxe studio, 1-bedroom villa, and 2-bedroom villa are totally available. October is actually already quite booked. That's interesting to me. But November is looking good throughout. And just the 3-bedroom grand villa is not fully available. And again, it's that time right at Thanksgiving. Back to Walt Disney World, we've got the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. So the only room type fully available for our requested dates is the resort studio with a theme park view. Everything else is not fully available. The resort studio with the lagoon view is very close to fully available, but it does start tomorrow, which is 1 day into home resort owner priority. So if you had logged in right at 8 a.m. ready to book this room, the 16th might have still been available and this might have been a different story. But after that, you can see we're going down to 2 nights, 1 night waitlist only, so availability is looking pretty grim. Resort Studio Standard View, November 21st through 24th is already fully booked. Deluxe Studio Standard View, random 1 nights around Thanksgiving, but nothing you could string together in that room. The Deluxe Studio Lakeview, actually Thanksgiving night and onward is still available, though that is in home resort owner priority, but the time leading up to Thanksgiving is booked. Got a 1-bedroom villa standard view. You've got November 22nd, but not really anything else right at Thanksgiving. The 2-bedroom lock-off is looking grim. Even most of December is already booked with home resort owners. Got the 3-bedroom Grand Villa Lakeview. Almost the entire week of Thanksgiving is already booked. The 1-bedroom villa with the Lakeview. Similar story, just single nights here and there. 2-bedroom villa standard view, November 20th through 24th are booked. 2-bedroom villa with a lake view, maybe slightly better if you wanted to go right after Thanksgiving perhaps, but again, that's still in home resort owner priority time. And the 2-bedroom lock-off, just 100% booked for our requested dates. Grand Floridian did recently add all of those resort studios, which has helped with the inventory numbers, but for other room types, so anything bigger than a studio, the inventory is just pretty slim. Moving along in the monorail loop, we've got Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows. So the only room that's fully available is the bungalow, and for the dates I requested, it would cost almost 1,500 vacation points, so no wonder it's still available. Yeah, you can see all of November, all of October, almost all of September, all of August, almost all of July, not this time right around July 4th, which is Independence Day here in the United States. Still a good chunk of June, a good stretch in May is available, the back half of April is available. Booking a bungalow doesn't tend to be too hard because it does cost just so many points. But the deluxe studio, both the Lakeview and the Standard View, are not fully available. The Lakeview is close, 8 nights, so just 7 months from today. Interestingly, not 7 months from yesterday or the day before. Again, had you got up this morning and were trying to book this right at 8 a.m., this may have been a different story. So this is still available the full week of Thanksgiving. The Standard View Deluxe Studio is not as available as the Lakeview Deluxe Studio. It's not terrible, but right now November 21st and November 23rd are fully booked. Back over to Animal Kingdom, we'll now look at the Jambo House availability. For the dates we requested, the only room type fully available is the 1-bedroom villa with a standard view. So that whole back half of November is still looking good. Almost all of October is still available. All of August is available, and almost all of July. You could stay here over US's Independence Day if you wanted. And let's look at the other room types. So we've got 6 nights available for the Deluxe Studio Savannah View, so it's that week of Thanksgiving is still good, but this night, November 18th, was already taken. Oh, there's still 6 nights in the 1-bedroom value accommodation, but of course it is within home resort owner priority, and November 23rd is already fully sold out. 5 nights available in the 1-bedroom Savannah View. Again, that weekend, November 18th and 19th, is already booked up. And 5 nights in the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Savannah View, same story. Then we start getting significantly less availability, so here's the 3-bedroom Grand Villa with the Savannah View. That time right around Thanksgiving is already booked out. And the Deluxe Studio with the Standard View, folks who want to save points, that time right around Thanksgiving is not quite fully booked out. You still have the nights before and after Thanksgiving, but, you know, if you look at availability, it's pretty bad. Then we've got the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Standard View with only 1 night, and then the value and club level accommodations are all waitlist only. No one is surprised there. Back over to the Magic Kingdom area, we've now got Boulder Ridge Villas. So the 1-bedroom villa is fully available for our requested dates. And actually overall availability 5.5 months onward or so is not too bad. All of October is still available. And all of August, all of July, most of June. I'm pretty surprised. Wow, if you want to stay at Boulder Ridge and you have the points for 1 bedroom, looks fairly doable most of the time. Then all the other rooms are not fully available, so there's 4 nights out of our requested dates for the 2-bedroom villa, but definitely not Thanksgiving night and the time following. And then the Deluxe Studio only has 1 night available, so this is very, very booked. All of December is already gone from homeowners. And the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Villa should look similar. Yep, pretty much the same story as the Deluxe Studio. Moving next door, let's look at Copper Creek Villas and Cabins. The cabin is the only room type fully available. Similar to the bungalow, just costs a ton of points, though significantly fewer, you can see. As of April 16th, you can still book this cabin for all of October, all of August, quite a lot of September, almost all of July, a lot of June. The bungalows at the Pauling and the cabins at Copper Creek just tend to be easier to book in the short term. But then every other room type's not fully available. Most availability we have is 3 nights in the 1-bedroom. And that's the 3 nights 7 months from now. Once we move into the week after, the week of Thanksgiving, it's looking pretty bad. The 3-bedroom Grand Villa is a similar story. Then we've got the Deluxe Studio. That was with the walk-in shower. Here's the Deluxe Studio with the tub shower combo. And then your 2-bedroom Lock-Off with the walk-in showers, fully booked all of November. The 2-bedroom Lock-Off in general is fully booked all of November. And the standard 2-bedroom villa. Not a lot of availability around Thanksgiving at Copper Creek. Now we're moving to resorts with no rooms that are fully available for the selected dates. So Beach Club is fully booked for when I asked. The 1-bedroom villa is very close. So we have availability beginning November 17th, which is 7 months from tomorrow. Again, were you ready to book this room at 8 a.m., you may have been able to snag November 16th. It may have been a slightly different story. But then we drop from 8 nights of availability to 2. So the Deluxe Studio, you could stay November 21st and 22nd, but no other days in November. And the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Villa is the same story. And the 2-bedroom Standard Villa is just fully booked for the time I requested. And even looking into home priority for December, it's pretty booked too. Next we have the Boardwalk Villas, and again, no rooms are fully available for the dates I requested. The most availability is the 1-bedroom Garden or Pool View, which actually begins November 21st and goes through the 25th, so you could stay this time around Thanksgiving, but of course we are several days into home resort owner priority for this. The Garden Pool View Deluxe Studio just has 1 night available in that time frame. The 1-bedroom Standard View has nothing between November 18th and 24th. The 1-bedroom Boardwalk View is available November 24th, but no other date in November. We've got the 2-bedroom Lock-Off Garden or Pool View, which has just November 22nd. And then the 3-bedroom Grand Villa Boardwalk View has the time after Thanksgiving, November 24th and 25th, but nothing else. And then you've got waitlist only, so no nights available. Let's look at the Standard View Deluxe Studio. Even all of December is booked, all of January, all of February, almost all of March. Going out to Disneyland then, we've got the villas at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel. And again, nothing's fully available. The most availability we have is 2 nights in the 2-bedroom villa on November 20th and 21st, then again on the 24th and 25th, but this time right at Thanksgiving on the 23rd, the night before on the 22nd is booked. 1 night at the deluxe studio, 1 night at the 1-bedroom villa, 1 night at the 2-bedroom lock-off, and here's what the 3-bedroom Grand Villa looks like. Already even booked right at Christmas. Booking the Grand California at the 7-month mark is incredibly challenging. Generally, when you layer a holiday on top of that, it seems close to impossible. That was your quick overview of 7-month DVC availability leading into American Thanksgiving. Overall, it looks like your best bets are probably Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, or Kidani Village at Animal Kingdom Villas. In my opinion, this is not a surprising result given that the inventory at these resorts is much larger than many of the other resorts. Availability at Aulani out in Hawaii was also pretty good if you are willing to hop on a flight and have your Thanksgiving in Hawaii. Otherwise, it was fairly slim pickings. If you want to book a 3-bedroom Grand Villa, it looks like you have next to no chance of doing that at 7 months in advance. And really, my best advice for any holiday would be book your home resort right at 11 months. And then at 7 months, if there is availability, you can always swap it out for something else or go on the wait list. But if you really want to celebrate Thanksgiving at a Disney Vacation Club resort, you should lock that in with your home resort, in my opinion, and then if you can switch it out, great. But if you aren't able to switch it out, at least you can still do your celebration as planned. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks to everyone who has liked the video and subscribed to the channel. If you are headed to Disney for a holiday season, best of luck and pack your patience. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.